Hey everyone, part 4 of my truck build. As you can see, it's coming along now and it's getting a bit more colourful. I've took an orange for the cabin, like a kind of lifeboat orange, and I've took a yellow because the idea is I'm gonna build do a H, which will be a helipad, which can then sit on the back there. The Nitro tanks are now in place, which is pretty cool. I'm just waiting for the piping to hook the tanks up, and they'll be hooked up to the actual engine. You can see the air intake has been tied on the side with some cable ties. That originally was yellow and is now been painted chainmail bronze, chainmail metal. Chainmail, dwarven chainmail, yeah, dwarven chainmail. Bit of Warhammer paint for there. The yellow is golden yellow, and I'm out of golden yellow because it's a massive surface area that I've painted. And you can see, like, it looks kind of like it's green coming through where I've not done a second coat, where in fact it's like a grey, just a metal grey underneath. But when I get a few more of those tubs, which are now no longer in circulation, the golden yellow, and I've managed to get 2 off the internet pretty cheap, which is sweet, which will be here in a week, I will finish it off. And the painting that is of the yellow, got plenty of orange to do those. I tried tack welding it, doing a bit of welding, failed miserably because my batteries didn't have enough amps in, so I'm just going to wait for a MIG welder. In the meantime, I'm not sure, I might bolt that in place, get some little small bolts. You know what, I was going for a rivet gun. I'm going to rivet the fella up, because at the end of the day you can take rivets out, but they're pretty solid while they're holding everything in place. Painted some stripes on the front, kind of say, if I was parked up in town one day, rather than being out on a snowy field, don't drive into me if I'm parked. They'll have yellow, again golden yellow in the striped areas that are grey at the moment, not painted. So next job is to consider some lighting, and the lighting I was going for is going to be some Scale Electrics lighting, and it's going to be going 2 places. It's going to be going in the cab, and it's also going to be going on the front. So Scale Electric LED strip, I think this starts out running at 12 volts, can be pumped up to about 24 volts. Probably going to end up going over there, nice like that, and I'll pump it up to say 36 volts using a step-up board, and that'll give it plenty of glare and brightness. So when the camera is put in here, and I'll show you the camera, this is also available, so there's the camera. Little 2.4 gigahertz wireless camera, it's 5 volts, I think it's about 400 milliamps, and you can see here's the plug for the power for it, and at the moment I've got it hooked up to, it's come with its original charger, and the power adapter here is on the original charger. I will now chop it off about there, get rid of the original charger, hook it up to a USB wire, and then the USB wire can go in a battery bank, which then the battery bank can charge this. But what I was thinking is, usually I go for the battery bank every time, because I like little lithium ions, they're lightweight and I usually need lightweight. But on this occasion, what I might do is hook up this one, 5 volts, to this thing, and this is a 6 volt 4.5 amp hour battery. Looks like an SLA, sealed lead acid, and I was thinking maybe putting this one in there, because with the weight of that, say that's about ½ kilogram, maybe a kilogram in the back right, and then on the middle left is the main motor, the weight shouldn't be too bad. And what you might notice is this looks slightly lower the front than the back, and that's because I've put the suspension at the back a lot tauter, because when you start putting weight on there, and I want to put some, you know, cargo on there, say shipping containers, or I don't know, a driver, a car or something, or a tank maybe, you know, to sit on the back like it's carrying it across, you know, big heavy snow plains or something, then I thought that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna put some lights on the front here, and then I'm gonna get some little lights and I'm gonna put them inside the cabin so they illuminate the cabin, and then this little camera, which will feed live footage back to the laptop, should sit in there like that. I'll just leave it popping out, I think, just slightly, so I can get as much bird's eye. I think it's a fish lens maybe. I have to double check that, and it gives quite a wide view, but I want it pretty wide. I want it so it doesn't stick out too much and look weird, but at the same time see if you can bypass this, because I imagine that might be a little bit of a blind spot for the camera. So yeah, that one will go in there, and that signal is sent to this big ass USB stick, which goes inside of your laptop or your PC, which then shows you the footage on the screen and allows you to tape it, which is very handy. This AV in, I'm not sure, that's an audio cable coming out there, and I need to try hooking that up to the microphone in. It looks like a 3.5mm jack. So put a male wire in there, 3.5mm, same again in the microphone of the laptop or PC, and see if I can get not only picture on this but sound as well, because I've not been able to get sound on these things yet. I've got another one of these, 2 cameras so far, one for the tank and one for this one. So yeah, I got the air filter, and I painted the air filter the kind of chainmail silver there to give it a bit more of a metallic look, because that's hose pipe. And I managed to hook that up, which I thought would be a real pain without having to take the top off, to the carburetor under there. So under there is not only the engine, it's got the carburetor that's hooked up to the out pipe, and also the exhaust pipe here is fit in place too. So both of those are ready to go, and what's the tripod been sitting on? A lot of RC Nitro. Oops, it's Nitro. I'll probably be better care with that, take better care of that. So that's the Nitro for the tanks to get the Nitro engine going. And what else is on its way? Some little piping to hook up the fuel tanks together to the engine as well. Also, there'll be a fuel pipe coming from the exhaust back down into the engine, which will be giving it some back pressure to push the nitro fuel through. There'll be a hell of a lot of wiring going down over here, or I might sneak it underneath for the lighting. Put the lighting up here, run it down the side here, and then underneath the chassis. This here is the signal wire to get signal from the transmitter. That came, and it was a bit broken. It had like a blue plastic shell on it, but the shell had snapped from when it had hit the floor. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to get some heat shrink, which you usually connect to what, you know, go over to wires a soldering point with, and I'll put it on this, and then I'll heat shrink it up to about, say, here, and then after that I'll leave it available, and I'm hoping to get a little British flag, say, and put it on the flag, so it kind of disguises it a bit. Still want it pretty high to get a signal if possible. I am putting extra voltage through the transmitter though, the controller, which sends the signal. So where the controller came with, say, about 9 volts, it's now running at 12.5 volts, and that should boost the range from about 100 meters to about 120, 150 meters. Get that extra range from it, just in case I want to be hammering it up and down. I was told this thing used to go with 4 wheels on it about 50 mile an hour. So let's say 6 wheels drop 10, 20 mile an hour. If it goes at 30 mile an hour, that'd be pretty awesome, because that'd be really cool to capture footage and image of it going 30 mile an hour around the fields up there. So yeah, there's I've started the painting. I'm just about to put these lights on the front and everything now. I need the rest of the yellow paint to finish this off. I did want to do a bit of welding, but that my batteries weren't powerful enough, so I've now just ordered a cheap rivet gun, which I'm going to see if I can rivet through and rivet everything on nice solid in place. I'll finish off some of the paintwork, make it a lot smarter. I'm going to put side panels on here. I'll start all the wiring to hook this up. The only thing I didn't know whether I should do, which I probably should have a go at really, is at the back I was going to put some hinges on the back and bolt the hinges on, and then put little ramps so something could drive up perhaps and sit on the back of it. The idea is it's orange because that's like if you're in the Antarctic or whatever and it's at night, the yellow and the orange is the best chance of standing out. If it's being looked for or whatever, or if a helicopter was coming to land, the idea is it knows that the orange cabin is someone's living in it. It's like a dormitory, and the yellow is a landing bay, and the H will show them which way to land. I was thinking maybe to have some kind of helipad at the back where the sides come out, so there'd be a side panel here that slides out, and on the other side a sliding side panel, so the back area comes out a lot wider, and that'd be like a landing bay, heli bay, so a helipad type thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And next job really is to get the piping sorted of the fuel and get the wiring sorted to all the batteries. This is where the cells will be going. 2 of the cells. I could have done with a third one because I've got 3 power banks going in series to make about 9-10 volts. But with the third power bank I'm going to hide it underneath and glue it to the ceiling of one of these cabin parts here, and that way you won't see it. The camera will be charged off the big ass battery at the back, the 6-volt SLA, and the lights will probably be going on a power bank hidden somewhere. But yeah, that I've got the air intake up off out of where the kind of dirt line. If I can, I don't mind going through the mud and the water until I reach the cabin point, because until I've reached that point I'm not too bothered. But you know, any less it's not very fun to drive, and any more then you're just running the risk of flooding the air intake. The out pipe isn't too bad, but even then that's about here, so you're looking at roughly the same level anyway. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this series I'm making here in parts, and I hope it's not too crazy for you, and I hope that, you know, maybe you find it pretty cool. And yeah, I'll catch you around, and please leave your comments and subscribe or sign up if you've not already done it. I'd love to hear what your ideas are, and if you've got a good idea, post it down there. I'd be really happy to listen to it. Cheers guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.